team up. Fee Jameson, Follin, two-star Diamond Director here. I'm very excited to have a few minutes with you this morning. And so what I wanted to do is share with you two things, two skills that when you develop these skills, it will help you create success in your business. And I would say that's pretty much guaranteed if you're completely committed to really building these skills. The first one is to develop persistence, and that is something that you can learn. The second thing is to get very good at following up with people about USANA, and about, well, really it's not about USANA, it's about how you can help them to get what they want. So these are people who, let's say you've already spoken to them and invited them to have a look at USANA, it hasn't been the right time. These are people you've already presented to, and it's not been the right time to get started yet. These are your customers, and these are also your team members, your associates, because bear in mind that we all, even when we got started with something, we all go through the looking zone. So it's being respectful of that and more philosophical. If you can develop that perspective right earlier in your business, it really helps. It took me some time and sort of banging my head against a wall. And a really important thing to bear in mind in this follow-up process is don't make things up in your head. That's certainly something I did. So, what must this person think? And oh my gosh, most of it is not true. 95% of what we think is going to happen or that we're worried about is actually a figment of our imagination. So maybe thinking about something else could be quite good. So when it comes to follow-up, make sure you're consistent with that, rather than say something I've done in the past, which is have a bit of a flurry of getting back in contact with people and then, oh, I'm on to something else. So keep that consistency, diarise it. Make sure you have an effective way of keeping notes on the people who you've already spoken to, taking an interest in them and their lives. You know, maybe it's somebody you've been speaking to and their dog wasn't well. You know, make a note of that and inquire the next time you speak. You know, it's about being genuinely interested in someone else and caring. And so make sure you've got an accurate way to be able to record that. We've got a very simple card system, which is very, very effective. Even for people who are electronically based, it's very, very effective still. You can travel with it. You don't need any kind of battery supply to be able to check it. So check with your upline about that if you're interested to find out how you can effectively be following up with people. When it comes to knowing what to say to people and how to add value, dovetail back in at the beginning of the conversation, dovetail back in to where they were at. So it might be, last time we spoke, John, you mentioned that you were interested in being able to create some extra income from home. Is that something you're still interested in? And that allows you to open up into the next part of the conversation. You know, it might be that John says yes, and you say, okay, so which options are you looking at right now? What are you finding is a viable way for you to be able to do that? So, you know, really taking an interest in that person. It might be the products. So it might be, you know, last time we spoke, John, you mentioned that you're really interested in being able to find a way to be able to lose some weight and keep that weight off. Is that something that you're still interested in? And then again, you could, great timing with the reset challenge that at the time we're videoing this, Dale Follins is running a fabulous reset challenge. So anything that, you know, keep your ears and eyes open for opportunities of ways to add value. So when it comes to, there could be a great resource that you could loan that person to have a look at. When you're loaning out a CD or a book or an audio, video, make sure, rather than, oh, well, you just see how you go with it, you say, well, look, there's actually another person who really wants to have a look at this. When do you think you'll be able to view it and get it back to me? You know, send it with a stamped addressed envelope. Make sure that person knows that you need that resource back and always have your details written on it. You never know where that may end up. And so, you know, I just, a wee story, I'm just listening to a bunch of CDs that I have, or we have. I'm reviewing those, and I came across one by Lyle McWilliam, who compiled the Comparative Guide to Nutritional Supplements. And he's got this fabulous CD that talks about the need to take nutritional supplements, why it's not just some kind of a fad. And he refers to many, many scientific references in that CD. It's packed with goodies. And I'm going to be sending that to a friend of mine who's, it hasn't been the right time for her. She's a long-term friend from many years ago. For about nine years, she's been kind of looking, and so I was thinking this could be ideal for her to. I could send her a copy so she can have a listen. Friends from college, in terms of time it can take for people to get started. Couple of friends, 3 friends, it took them between 4 and 5 years to get started. Another friend that comes to mind, 6.5 years before they got started. Another friend, 7.5 years before they get started. Who cares? And obviously I care about that person and it would be great if it happened sooner, but heavens, it's their choice. So anyway, I could talk for another few hours. I won't. And yeah, great to have a couple of minutes with you, and it would be fabulous to see those of you who choose to kind of take a little bit from what I've said. I really trust it's of value and it helps you to build a successful business. So have a brilliant day and make it count. Cheers.